Gabrielle, how you doing? Okay, I think this has come together quite beautifully. I really think it has. I think you've done a nice job, and I know I've pushed you on this, and I'm not done pushing yet. So, but we're almost there. I promise. Just want to take a quick look. At the moment, it's changing the numbers on the timeline to old style, but the font I'm using doesn't have that effect when using OpenType tool in Illustrator. So what I'm wondering is if I can change. Absolutely, you can change the type. Um, it's fine. I mean, I think that old style numerals are something that one of the reasons I'm keying on old style numerals. I think it's really important for um, beginning typographers to understand how to access old style numerals, what they look like, and how to apply them to a current text selection. So I think it's important. Plus, they look great. Theoretically, you wouldn't have to go in and change old style numerals to a document if the typeface you have chosen doesn't have OpenType capabilities for old style numerals, but changing them to adding a typeface that can visually stand up to the original typeface it's a great idea, and I'm fine with that. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do it because I don't want you to think that you have to use old style numerals. You don't. It's preferable, and it looks great, and but if they're not available in the typeface, then that's just the way it is, right? And the same thing with small caps. I mean, they may look fantastic, but in the timeline itself, I think you might try to go ahead and change the typeface to something that does have old style. I think it'll look fantastic. Try it. Also, is regarding the typeface, I would go ahead and bold the year because it's really difficult to see. I would just bold that year. Okay, timeline's looking pretty good, but there's a couple of areas I think that I don't mind so much that the bigger bubbles indicate the more type you have, but I would keep these all the same distance from the actual timeline. Same here. So establish a line. So all of these, instead of going down, up, down like that, and kind of zigzagging like that, they all go straight across. So this ball is right here with the same as this ball. They all have the same length from the timeline. So they're all basically, they could be larger, but they're still all, that top of that ball all resides on the same horizontal plane. Same thing with the bottom of these balls all stay on the same, I should say circle, on the same horizontal plane with the year in bold. Okay, let me see. Let's go ahead and take a close look. M dash is nice job, Gabi. Nice job using M dash is fantastic. I'm so proud of you. That's great. That's going to get looked at. I promise you. That's good stuff right there. That's minutia in typography, and that's something used typically. You only see that really professional designers. So to see you use that is just I'm so pleased. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I think your rags can be cleaned up a little bit. I really do. You've got this really bad diagonal right here. Then this comes way back out over here. So I'll show you that infographic again, but that's not bad. That line right there is a little too short. Right there, that's okay. That's good right there. That looks pretty good right there. I'll address that quote right there in a second, but let me just show you that infographic for rags. Bad rags go like this. They have these diagonals. They have like these wavy patterns. And then good rags are just like kind of zigzag, long, short, long, short, long, short, without even really noticing. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't want any wavy patterns. You don't want any diagonals. You don't want any extreme differences between your longest line of text and your shorter lines of text. So watch those rags. Looking good. I think the page mechanics is really solid. One of the things that we're going to do is create some contrast here. And the way we're going to do that is this. As I already mentioned, bold the years in the timeline. And then we're going to bold this. And we may even italicize it as well. Not both, but one or the other. Either place this in italic or try placing it in a bold typeface. Try italic first. Also, reduce this. See how this is not as long as the type box? That's great, but move this, indent this a little bit. Okay, so that it's very clear that that's not part, but that is definitely a pull quote. So you want to indent that, keep that away from the original, left align, and then italicize that. Also, theoretically, technically, this is a hung punctuation, so that N should be in alignment with the O, and the punctuation should hang off the left margin. To learn how to do that, just Google. Do a web search for hanging or how to hang quotation marks in. I'm not sure if you used Illustrator or InDesign, but accordingly, whichever one you use. All right, so really good job. I'm just so proud. This has come so far. I'm so glad I looked here. Watch your kerning. You can close that a little bit. Kerning is pretty loose through here, especially that F looks like it's just off on its own. I know the O is not a letter, but it's got to be treated like a letter. So let's close those little gaps down there. All right, fantastic job. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thanks, Gabby.